What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 429 for the week of February 15th, 2026. The title of this week's episode is Halo Infinite Evolved. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire. How are we doing, chat? How the fuck are we doing? Jaws, thank you so much for the 4-month resub. You get a woo! Greatly appreciated, sir. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated, as always. Just a genuinely great guy, that Jaws one. I'm not just saying that because we share the same first name, but he's genuinely fucking awesome. Oh, shit. Riz, you're okay, too. Riz, with the 29-month resub, you get a woo! Thank you so much. Says, one day I'll catch up to Beth. I wish you the best of luck. And also, Riz, you were amazing as well. That should be obvious. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some things to talk about today. What the fuck? Spring! With a 26-month resub, you get a woo! It says only Stellar and Eco have a chance to be Uh-oh. I mean, hey, if they... man. We'll talk about them in a minute. We'll talk about the return in a minute. On this week's episode of the show, the LVT land dials things back, Lucid's evolved sandbox takes center stage, and the Decepticons show some promise. Kind of wish they were named the Autobots, even though the Decepticons sound cooler. So I get it. I get why. But, like, I don't know. Autobots are the nice ones. But it also doesn't sound cool. You know, Decepticons sounds fucking badass. Optimus Prime, little bitch. All right, let's move into some competitive news. LVT Halo LAN update. This is by LVT Halo, and they state, due to low interest, the Halo 3 portion of the LVT LAN will be canceled. The Xbox 360s will still be available for free play. Yeah, that's great. Removing Halo 3 from competition will give us a chance to streamline the Halo Infinite 4v4 tournament, maximize playtime for our Halo Infinite competitors, and allocate more prize money to other competitions. Yo, Diode! Thank you so much for the 25-month resub, the 20-month resub. You get a woo! God damn! You made it. You made it. Dio, do you want to talk about Bound yet? Are we ready? Has the Band-Aid been ripped off? Are we good to talk about it in a little bit? I'm not gonna poop on him too hard. Papa has returned. Bound, in fact, has returned. Yes. We'll talk about it in a minute. We apologize for any inconvenience. We'll see you all soon. So yes, the Halo 3, what was going to be played on original Xbox 360s at the LVT LAN is unfortunately canceled because they didn't get enough turnout. And I won't lie, like, obviously it sucks that they didn't get enough turnout for it, but I genuinely wanted to see it. Like, I genuinely wanted to see it because, again, like, my rose tinted ass glasses, I love Halo 3. It's my favorite Halo. It's definitely the one that I've poured the most amount of time in. But I'm just like looking at it, and that game does not play well on original hardware. Like, looking back at it, it does not play that well. But then again, these players are some of the best to do it. So I mean, if they wanted to, they whatever. John with the 33-month resub, you get a woo! Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Nice hoodie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Further proof Halo 2 is the best. Everybody has their favorites. Everybody has their favorites. I'll leave it at that. Less Halo sucks. That news sucked. I'm not sad about not watching Xbox 360 Halo gameplay. I completely agree with you, John. I am 100% with you. But then again, part of me did want to see it. Part of me did want to see some Halo 3 360-ass gameplay. You know? Just like, I don't. You know what? They really should have just done. They should have really done the whole 360 and like bring in the Black Magic Pros. You know what I mean? Like bring in some old school capture cards. Let's watch this shit in like some 480i. Let's do that. You know, fucking go all the way. We don't need these great capture cards. We don't need these Elgatos and all that shit. Riz says he's got my Dazzle. Let's go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my God. We need those. You really want to... Oh, it would be bad. It would be quite bad. Moving on. Straight Rippin' is looking for feedback. This is by Straight Rippin'. They state, we want to hear from you. Did you watch the recent cash grab event, which is still an awful fucking name, but hey, what are you going to do? Brian! Rage more nerd. Holy fuck. Play Griffball extraordinaire. Oh my God, with the 43 fucking month resub. Holy moly. Sir, it's an honor and a pleasure to see you. You get a woo! Thank you so much, man. God damn. Martin says, maybe I run the level 50 back with Halo 3 instead. I'll talk to Puckett. Oh, Martin, like that, there has to be interest in that. Fucking Swiftkill. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't it Swiftkill who like primarily was running the Halo 2 event? The Halo 2 anniversary event? He even said, I think it was Swiftkill, if it was, at the end of that level 50 event, he even said like he'd like to do one for the anniversary for 3. So I mean, I'm telling you, you Swift and Puckett, you guys all get in the call. It'll start. You know what I mean? Like conversations really start flowing. I'm guaranteed something will happen. Dialed says I gave him the feedback for sure. What's up, Brian? It's good to see you. God damn. Talk about an OG. Talk about an OG, Mr. Ragemore Nerd. Fucking A. But the Straight Rippin' feedback. Did you watch the recent cash grab, which, like I said, is still an awful name? Tell us what you liked, what we can improve, and what you want to see next. We're building the next show right now, and we need your input. A link to the survey is included in the Google Doc of the show to the show. Hardy! Goddamn! With 13-month resub, you get a woo! Thank you so much, Hardy. Good to see you. Welcome back. Goddamn. Goddamn. But yeah, in regards to Straight Rippin', please, if you guys did watch the cash grab event, check out the survey link that is in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show, ! Show notes in chat, or go ahead and check it out in the description of the YouTube video or your favorite podcast service, and let them know your feedback. Let them know how bad the name is. Ask them where the money goes, if it's split and there's an extra amount remaining, or where the caster money goes if it's not one. But no, seriously, let them know your feedback. I do as much shit as I've been giving, like straight because of this name and this, you know, whatever. More competition, like more events, more show matches, more showcases like this is always a good thing. And let them know your feedback. Because at the end of the day, I love when organizations do reach out and they want to know what's going on. It's one of the reasons why I hold Space Station in such high regard, is that members of that team are consistently reaching out on social media, looking for what they can do better, what everybody's feedback is. And anytime an organization does that and they mean it in good faith, I'm a big fan of it. So please let them know your feedback. Survey links in the show notes, and maybe your feedback will be inputted for the next event. Maybe it will. Martin says the issue being is that every one of us lost money on doing that event just for the sake of community. So it's more trying to do that again. Yeah, Martin, I understand. And especially in today's economy, I can completely understand how it'd be probably an even bigger concern. And I know that the Halo 2 level 50 event had some sponsors associated with it, but like you said, at the end of the day, everybody was still losing money from it. So obviously I would love to have something happen. I think it'd be incredible. And shit, if the Halo 2 event was any indication, there should be a lot of turnout for the Halo 3 as well. Even if it is on original hardware, which I would assume it would be. But I think it'd be just an incredible event for the community at large, and seeing a lot of the old heads come out once again. I'm guaranteed you agree, Martin. It'd be really cool at the end of the day, but like you said, it might be really hard to justify financially. So obviously, hope everything is able to work out if conversations do get started on that. And yeah, would love to see it happen. Finally, I contemplated having like a Roster Mania segment, but because I was going to put this in there, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Trippy's team plans to attend the LVT LAN if funding is secured. This is by Descendant, and he states, we plan on playing in this if we can secure an org or funding, let me know, or text Trey, which is their coach. So they do want to attend. They do want to compete, but again, funds being limited. They don't have an organization that they're playing under right now. Sounds like they don't have funding for the event as it is right now. So hopefully an organization does reach out. I know things are kind of dire in that regard. We understand that they are more than likely not going to be the FaZe team. But we do know that the FaZe announcement is coming eventually. We're past when Kason said that when the announcement was going to be. So, Martin says, unpopular opinion. Even without funding, they should go for the sake of supporting the scene and community. Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly. With what pricing they should get in return for it. Heck, they should have tons of airline points as well, share hotel rooms, etc. Martin, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but the father in me, if that makes any sense, is just like, I get it, man. Like, money's tight, right? Money's tight across the board. So I understand. Like, it is what it is at the end of the day. People need to be able to make ends meet. And obviously I would love if people are competing for the love of the game. Because that's definitely what it used to be. But, you know, unfortunately, times change. Times have changed. As dumb as that sounds. But I don't know. Hey, Pro Talk, I heard about a team looking for a sponsor. Yeah, no. No. We can't fund that. So, sorry. Although that would be cool. I give you an A for effort on trying, John. That was something. All right, that's it for the competitive news. It's time for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. On Tuesday, February 17th, which is tomorrow by the time we're recording this, the HRL Halo Rec League FFA Series 16 week number 1 is taking place. They did find enough teams, by the way, to get some leagues going, which is very fucking cool. So that should be kicking up soon as well. Wednesday, February 18th, the European Halo League Infinite Doubles event is taking place. On Saturday, February 21st, we have the Swipe and Time Double Date and the Passion at the Pit Halo 3 MLG 4v4 LAN also taking place. And finally, Friday, February 20th to Sunday, February 22nd, we have the LVT Halo LAN. And what I am here to say right now is, yo, X, thank you so much for the fucking primer. Thank you so much for the 2-month resub. You get a whoa, greatly appreciated. The vibes on X-Man in the 8s are just immaculate. So thank you very much for that primer. Greatly appreciated. What I was going to say, though, is for the LVT Halo LAN, so long as the timing fits, because this coming weekend is going to be pretty busy. Got 2 birthday parties for my daughter coming up. So that's very exciting. But so it's gonna be a busy weekend. But the point is, my plan for this year, for the quote unquote off season year, was to bring back the after party streams. And for those who don't know what that is, basically, so you know how people will do like watch parties for the events as they're happening. We kind of do things a little differently because like we're busy during the day and whatnot. So we kind of do that watch party stuff after the event has concluded for that day. So what should happen is on Saturday and Sunday, obviously depending on how long the event goes, I will be live on this channel, probably around 9 p.m. Central or so, and on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll recap those days' matches, and we'll just shoot the shit, watch some games, and talk about what transpired and what our expectations are for the next day, so on and so forth. So hope to see you there. It was a lot of fucking fun over the last couple of years that we've been doing it. So I really wanted to bring them back. It's some of the most favorite things that we've done during the tenure of this show. So really looking forward to it. Hopefully I don't fucking die from exhaustion, but it'll be fun regardless. So yeah, there you go. After party streams are coming back for the LVT Halo LAN. Obviously, DreamHack Birmingham and whatnot for the rest of the year too. But we're bringing it back. Devilish, I'll definitely be here. Got to work during the day, so that's perfect. Hey, thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. All right. If I didn't already say it, that's it for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo Esports needs. Scrim Tournament League recaps. Here we go. We got some scrims. On February 10th, Shopify 11-0 Tenrai. On February 11th, Reality Check went up against Tenrai. It was 5-3. February 12th, we have Decepticons 11-0 against Legion Gaming. Shopify were 11-1 against Coliseum. And February 14th, we had Shopify going 14-0 against Reality Check. So the real question becomes, Dav, I'll get to your comment in just a moment. The real question is, and I know some of the pros have chimed in saying that like they don't see it happening because they like don't want to give strategies away and whatnot. But I'm curious if we're going to see the Shopify Decepticon scrim at some point. And guys, for those who may be new here, I think Screams, Jesus Christ. The movie Scream means nothing. I also think scrims mean nothing at the end of the day. It's just practice at the end of the day. I don't think you should put any stock necessarily in the results of them. But I am curious if we're going to see those teams duke it out in a scrim at some point. So Scream 1 is the GOAT. Scream 1 is a fine movie, but obviously they don't need to continue on with it. But, yeah. Scary movie, though. Scary Movie is a classic. Or was it 2? Was Scary Movie 2 a classic? I don't fucking know. One of the two were fucking good. And by good, I mean they're funny. They're not good movies. You know what I mean? Whatever. Who fucking cares? Next. Cajun Spice, welcome back. Scream 1 is fine, but Scary Movie is a classic. Okay, X-Man, relax, all right? I gave you praise. Don't fucking make me hate you now. All right? Go fucking try to find people for 8s. All right? Leave me alone. Oh, my God. Oh, man. All right. Moving on. Oh, I know you are. I see the pings. I see the pings. AGLA minor season round robin weekend number 3 results. In 6th place for the round robin results, we have the New Age Outlaws, who were 0-5 and have 1 point. In 5th place was the return of the Backstreet Senpais, who went 2-3 and got 2 points. In 4th place was the Slurpin' Hammer, Turkish Cammer, Circuit Jammer, Circus Hammer, who went also 2-3 but got 3 points. Kabo, thank you. Welcome back. How's it going? Beth, welcome back. Good to see you. See, Scary Movie. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't realize they had 6 to go Scream movies, so imagine my surprise when they announced 7. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you didn't make a 6-7 joke. I'm proud of you. as I just say that. And third went to Grave Waves, who were 3-2 and got 4 points. And second was Operation Doomsday, who went 4-1 and got 5 points. And first place was the Hash Slinging Slashers, who went 4-1 but got 6 points. And here are your final standings before the playoffs. We talking playoffs? In sixth place was currently the New Age Outlaws, who are 1-14. That is very unfortunate, but they have 3 points. In fifth place is the return of the Backstreet Senpais, who are 6-9 and have 6 points. In fourth place is the Hash Slinging Slashers, who are 8-7 and have 12 points. In third place, we have the Slurpin' Hammer, Turkish Cammer, Circuit Jammer, Circus Hammer, who are 8-7 with 13 points. In second is Grave Waves, who are 10-5 and have 14 points. And in first place is Operation Doomsday, 12-3 with 15 points. Red Panda, welcome back. I think I've only seen the third Scary Movie. Juan, I can't even tell you what happens in them anymore. I just know that I laughed at some point. Brian, don't you be showing disrespect towards my Saw franchise. All right? Are the newer Saw movies bad? Yeah. But are they still good? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. I stupidly enjoy the Saw franchise. I will say, though, I have not seen Spiral from the Book of Saw. I believe that is the title of the movie. I have not seen that one yet. But it's funny because I did watch Jigsaw, which is the most recent one. At least they don't have a Jason X. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, good point. All right. Well, now I'm curious. Okay, yeah, that is the one I was thinking of. I watched the first 6 Saw movies in a weekend and thought they got worse. Entertaining oh yeah, absolutely, John. Come on, you lose the plot. You know what I mean? Like, they try to loop things back all the time, but like, you lost the plot after the literally after the 5th or 6th movie. All right, we're getting way off topic now. I'm sorry to fucking derail the conversation initially, X-Man, with me having a fucking aneurysm by saying Scream instead of Scrim. This is all on me. I take the responsibility for this. Moving on. The Lucid and LVT Infinite Evo tournament results. In third and fourth, we had Noobs, which was Magico, Hero, Strikey, and Leor. And Legion Gaming, which is Uzi, Zuzi, Little Gators, and Common. In second place was Team Breaking Shot, which is, of course, you guessed it, Breaking Shot, Piggy, Yaxon, and Ezzo. Panda says, wait, that's how this started? Oh, yeah. Panda, yeah. Yup. Sometimes my mouth says the thing that or what is it? The other way around? I don't fucking know. My brain fucks up. My mouth fucks up. I fuck up. And here we are. A derailed conversation later. We're back on tournament results. So, question for the folks out there. For those that were able... Yo, what's up, Yaxon? Welcome back. How late to the recap am I? You're literally, Yak, you are legitimately right on time. You're literally right on time. Obese. They did, yes, but like if you look at the bracket, that's where they were. So, I said fuck it. I put them there, you know what I mean? I do what I want. It's my show. I'll do what the fuck I want. So, Yak, this is a question to you. This is also a question to those that watched the event. And those that have played in like the Evo 8s that have been going on in the Discord. I want to know people's thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Lucid's Evo settings. There were multiple maps that got updated with enhanced jumps, with opened up routes, different weapon placements, different equipment placements, all that fun stuff. Now it's BR starts instead of Bandit Evo starts. The Mangly Dangly is back on a map as well. I'm curious, what are people's thoughts? Yak, I want to know yours. People that watch the event, I want to know your guys' thoughts from a spectator standpoint. And those that have been joining up in the Pro Talk Evo 8s over the last week. If anybody has any thoughts you'd like to share after playing them for a little bit, I'm curious there as well. Let's have a little discussion. Bandit's better. Cool settings. Thought it was fun. I respect that. Yak, do you have let me ask you this, Yak. Favorite change? Like favorite map-specific change, and then least favorite map-specific change? What's up, Skiz? How the fuck are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Skizma is in the chat right now, Skizma, one of the creators of the Halo Infinite Battle Royale mode, that is, as somebody who is not a big fan of Battle Royales, his shit's awesome. It is genuinely fucking good. Really, really cool. Welcome back, Skiz. Good to see you, sir. All right. Let's catch up on some chat here. And Dav, I promise I will get to your point when we get to the DreamHack stuff. Okay? I haven't forgotten, Dav. I haven't forgotten. Devilish says, it's interesting to think that year 3 could have been similar to these Evo settings. If Lucid had his way with the sandbox, then sure. And that's not a knock against Lucid, by the way. I love how he's trying to take, I love how he's taking this time and trying to reconfigure things as to like what he thinks would be the best in terms of like the infinite competitive landscape. Beth says, the maps that were bad are still bad. Shocker. Weapon changes suck. The BR is a boring story. And Beth says, hope to never have to play those settings again. Oh boy, Beth, I'm sorry. Skiz says, I think it's a dub all around. Anything to shake things up and keep tournaments going. Agreed with that. Ghost says, what's the map game mode combo? Oh, Ghost. Oh boy. There's a post in the Halo esports channel in the Pro Talk Discord. You might have to scroll for a second, but I have the whole list there. It's also, if I'm not mistaken, now I think it's formatted correctly now in the bracket link in the show notes. I'm pretty sure it is there as well. I'm pretty sure. So go check that out if you're interested as well. Panda says, map jump changes equals big win. They seem like they were needed. The sandbox change is very unnecessary. Panda, I'm curious why very unnecessary? Ronan, I had a feeling that's what you were going to say. Had more fun running regular maps with the BR starts and no aim assist, says Quick Fuse. Kelly, welcome back, by the way. X says, BR starts are not good. A lot of the map additions, Aqua Bottom, Mid, or Streets Alley, are super out of the way and useless. They weren't added into the game for a reason. Sandbox variety was fun. X, just for clarification's sake, and this is not a knock against what your statement is, just for people to understand, X is correct. These opened up areas of Aquarius and Streets were not in the normal versions of the maps in competitive or social play for that matter. What they were added to were the infection maps. So like if you play infection on Aquarius and Streets, you will notice that these areas were already opened up. So just for clarification's sake, so people understand. Let's see. Yak says, I like the new jumps he made, but I hated the alleyway on Streets he made. Just seems like dead space. Yeah, I can understand that. And even playing Infection, it does feel out of the way in a sense. Jumps were cool for the most part. Agreed. And I like how, regarding the jumps specifically, I'm a big fan of having more clear visual indicators as well to really point them out. And also I think that jump middle of rat tunnel to get up to top mid on live fire, I think that is awesome. I think, like, obviously I love watching people repulse up there, but the fact you don't have to deal with that anymore, you don't have to worry about that anymore, I think it's I like that jump a lot. Would you rank the Infinite Sandbox on the higher or lower end of the franchise? Asked Ronan. I mean, if we're talking Sandbox as a whole, ooh boy. Oh man. I mean, if we're talking Sandbox as a whole, I would say higher, because I like more variety. And this is coming from like just a pure spectator standpoint, right? Like, obviously, if you're in a player's shoes, you want to have things be as competitive as possible. I respect and understand that. But at the same time, we can take Mangler out of it. Like, I think Lucid putting a Mangler on live fire, I'm like, that was a choice. I'm all like, I think it's funny as fuck, but that was a choice. And also I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Mangler thing in a minute, because during Lucid's stream, they were talking about like maybe using scripting in some way to make it so the Mangler wasn't as powerful, which could be really cool and could be really huge for the expansion of the Evo settings. But yeah, Ronan, I would say overall, I think the positive, I hold the Sandbox in a higher regard for the franchise in Infinite. I do. I felt like every weapon, regardless of how strong or how weak it was, I think every weapon was deliberate in its design. And again, people may not like the design, but I think every weapon was deliberate in its design. And it didn't feel like there was anything that was just like, holy shit, why the fuck is this a thing? Obviously, if people want to say, oh, this is super overpowered, why the fuck is this a thing? Or this is super weak, why is this a thing? I think every piece kind of fit in. So, yeah, I like the Sandbox overall. Panda says, the OV and camo on Recharge was terrible. Adding the skewer felt unnecessary. Plus, the BR promotes a very slow type of gameplay compared to the Bandit, and the shot reg seemed to be even worse. That is what I hear a lot of, Panda. That is what I've heard a lot of. The overshield and camo on Recharge being too much. And again, from a spectator standpoint, not from a player standpoint, this is purely from my opinion, right? I was surprised he made that change. And he said, I believe, and I'm paraphrasing here, so please don't quote me on this. I believe he was talking about how, like, it felt like there'd be an opportunity for teams to actually get them. And again, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't know exactly what he talked about, but he made a statement for justifying it. Yaxon says, I thought the OV and camo was good, made people move. And that, I think that's exactly what he was talking about, is that it made people move around the map. I respect that. I looked at it and I'm like, I just think it's too, as dumb as this sounds, I think it's too much power on the map. And the fact that they're both on complete opposite sides, it's not one of, like, they're just not in a centralized location, which again, like you said, Yak, and like Lucid said, it's to make people move. I understand it. I respect it. X says, I thought the Mangler on Livefire was fine when we played, honestly. Only one mag and power weapon spawn, so it was in play less. Okay. I respect that. I think people sleep on the current Sandbox, pistol, carbine, commando, BR, plasma. Yeah. Like I said, I like the, I had no issue, genuinely, I had no issue with the year 4 Sandbox that was used. Like, with the GAs implemented, I had no issue with it. But at the end of the day, I like seeing more as well. I have nothing against seeing more. So, Yak, question for you here. Did you or anybody else use the Avenger on Livefire? Because like one of the big, obviously it's not as powerful as the AR, but one of the biggest contentions was automatic guns, like automatic rifles in the sandbox that were G8, obviously, AR and whatnot. So I'm curious how we're feeling about the Avenger in these Evo settings. I know it's a very niche thing, but I am curious. Sorry for the dramatic pause there. Took a drink. I will forever say this as well. My personal opinion, I think the camo change that they made, this is another one of the issues where like I personally have an issue with OS and camo being on recharge, is that one just feels significantly stronger than the other. And what I mean by that is the camo feels significantly stronger to have than an OS. Because OS you can melt it immediately. Where that camo lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts for fucking ever. I still think that was a terrible change that they made. And I know people can disagree with me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I just, when they announced that change, we're like, well, we can't do this, so instead we're gonna do this. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean you're gonna do that? It was already long as it was. Didn't need to be fucking longer. Jesus Christ. We're not South Park bigger, longer, and uncut up in this bitch. Goddamn. I'm surprised they never reverted the camo change. Oh, Moon Dizzle. I couldn't. Oh my God. And the fact that they announced it when they did, I'm like, guys, what are we doing? Like, what are we fucking doing? Whatever. It is what it is now, all right? If you don't catch it right away, it can be a fucking nuisance. Ronan says, call the Mangler by its real name, the Mangly Dangly. You're right. That's my bad. See, I fucked up again, guys. I'm sorry. It's my bad. Oh, and then also, to go back to a point here. Panda says the skewer felt unnecessary. I can understand that. Just to say what Lucid's thought process was, is he wanted to try to make it more akin to the railgun in Halo 5, right? A little more risk, a little more reward. And I get it from that standpoint, but I'm just not a skewer fan. But then again, I'm shit with it. So fuck me, right? But yeah. Also, Ronan, I'm proud of you for getting an 8s again. I know you said you needed to step out, but I'm proud of you for getting in there. Dav says, but the skewer doesn't work right online, though. Dav, does the game work right online? We're doing tomato right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's tomato. Is it the gun or is it the game? I think it's the game. Pokero los dos. Panda Dav, do you work online? I like that. Halo guy says skewer's just a higher risk shotgun most of the time. See, again, my dumbass, yes, I'd be using it at closer ranges, but man, if you can get a cross map skewer, holy fuck, dude, that is a dopamine hit. Holy moly. Ghost says, kind of tuned out a bit. Was Railgun and Comp Halo 5 like a legit eligible weapon to use? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. On the rig, it was a menace. on the rig, it was an absolute fucking menace of a weapon. So yeah, it was absolutely competitive for 5. So yeah, congratulations to the Decepticons on winning that first event there. The Lucid and LVT Infinite Evo tournament. And this was the first one. This will not be the only one. He plans on having more as well. And also what Lucid has talked about is he plans to continue iterating on these settings and continue iterating on the sandbox and whatnot to make these the best they can possibly be. So I would say just keep staying tuned to his chat. Keep staying tuned to his streams. Get involved in his chat, because he also shouted out some people from his chat that was giving direct feedback and direct ideas on what they believe they could try. And one of the things he was talking about is, because it's primarily him working on the changes alongside like Timmy Forges and whatnot, but it's primarily him. One of the things he loves is that because he doesn't have to go through the whole bureaucracy thing with the HCS on trying to get something updated, he's able to do things on the fly and grab people from his stream and bring them into a custom game and test things out. And yeah, I think that's fucking awesome. So get involved. Let him know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Join up on his series that he gets going on to test out changes. And again, provide that feedback. Because it sounds like a lot of players like it. It sounds like some players don't like it. Such is life. But hey, if you don't give him that feedback, then he can't make it better. So literally, here we go. Moon Dizzle says he changed the alleyway on streets a few hours ago. The back part has a 10-second kill zone now. See? Look at that. Beth says, my feedback is to take everything you changed and put it back to how it was. Beth, let me tell you something. That exists. That exists, Beth. God. Beth, we literally got to experience it last night. It was fantastic. We had a great series. I had a really bad couple games, but we had a good series. You read that perfectly. That was amazing. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Appreciate you. The jumps he added are good. If only we could alter the BR scope to not be as far, it could help. Quick, Kelly, that's another great point, is that he was talking with Timmy and
Unishek
in the chat, and they were talking about how potentially there's an idea that scripting could work out to do something to that regard. And that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. So we'll have to wait and see. It's been so refreshing to get back to normal 8s after the side quest of new settings. Oh my God. Beth, I love you. You are a hater. It is incredible. It is incredible. The only thing, Beth, the only thing we need to do now is we need to get Ryanoop invited to the server, and he needs to be on our team for 8s one night. That would just be the quintessential, like, oh my God. Unsubbing. No, Beth, no. Beth, that's the longest running sub on the channel. Beth, you can't leave. No. Fuck. I'm sorry. Riz, this is your chance. No. No, I fucked up. Oh no. What am I doing? Oh shit. Got to move on fast here. Guys, thank you all for for your guys' inputs on the Evo settings. Even Beth's hating. I do appreciate the conversation. I am, like I said, I'm just, this is something new. This is something different. It's something refreshing in a way. And I want to know people's thoughts on it when they play them and when they see them played. So, yeah. All right. The road to DreamHack Birmingham, the Open Series number 2 results. This is the last Open Series that's taking place before the qualifier, as a matter of fact, where teams can compete to get travel coverage, which is pretty fucking great. So, in 4th place, went to Coliseum, which is Boo Boo Doo Druck, Sab, and Soul Snipe. In 3rd place, went to Usubeni, which is Piggy, Drift, Acid, and Yaxon. In 2nd place, went to the Decepticons, which is Trippy, Precision, Descendant, and Tolic. And in 1st place, went to Oh, what the fuck? Spring, stop it! God, this shit caught me off guard again. Fuck! In 1st place, went to Shopify Rebellion, Cycle Frosty Royal 2, and Last Shot. Drift wasn't a breaking shot. I mean, if I'm going according to, hold on, now you have me second guessing. Hold on. Now you have me second guessing here. It is breaking shot. Why the fuck? Oh, I know where I fucked up. Not going to lie. I think I did a little copy pasta from last week. I think I did. Thank you, Panda. Keeping things legit around here. I appreciate that. So, yes, let's repeat here. In 3rd place, which I'm probably mispronouncing the name anyway, it's Usubeni, which is Piggy, Breaking Shot, Acid, and Yaxon. There you go. Notable series here to call out. Because if people were paying attention, a certain trio had returned. In winners round 2, Majin went up against Mog. And Majin sent Mog down to losers bracket 3-1. And I just put the top EU squad for this off season, okay? Takes down the return of 2024 SSG and Syrian. Because it's Stellar, Eco, and Bound and Syrian. To be serious, though, let's rewind here. What's up, Juan? We're back, baby. I can only imagine Juan was watching that series. Watches them get dropped to losers. Look directly at his screen. And be like, we're back, baby! Because I'm guaranteed that's exactly how it went down. Blind, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. Why are we treating emo maps so serious, so negative? I don't know. Because I want to. And not the negative part. I want to take them seriously, though, because I think it's cool for the competition. Going back to that, Beth says, to be serious, though, the map changes are fine, but Bazaar, Catalyst, and Forbidden are still terrible maps. I would agree with Bazaar, but that's just me. And should just be laid to rest permanently. If the settings were the updated maps minus those 3, with bandit starts and undo the majority of the sandbox stuff, I wouldn't be as opposed to it. So, Beth, what you're saying is, if they just brought back some of the maps, you'd be fine. That's what you're getting at, Beth. God. Juan, 100% accuracy. That's what I fucking thought. All right. So that was winners round 2. And so the first real showing here out of this MOG roster, guys, it's online competition at the end of the day. It doesn't fucking matter. The qualifier is coming up. So that one will matter because travel coverage is at stake. So there's a little more stake at play here. So I will be giving it a little more, but it's still online. And this is global competition. It's not just for one region. So you have to take into accountability ping and everything, which is pretty fucking shit. So take it with a grain of salt. Regardless, yeah, this was Bound's return. This was Bound's return. This is Syrian getting picked up by them. And they obviously did not have a great first showing. Do I expect them to pick things up? Yes. Yes, I do. I think the caliber of player that they are, and I know it's going to fucking happen. You know what? I bet you any fucking amount of money that if I open up Reddit right now and I go to the Comp Halo subreddit and I find that series, because folks post the series recaps and stuff, I bet you any amount of money, if I look in there for this Majin Mog series or the Legion Gaming Mog series, I'm guaranteed people are calling for Eco's head. Guaranteed. And I think people are fucking stupid, but that's besides the point. So, this was a bad first showing. Do I expect them to do better moving forward? Yeah. Because I think the caliber of player on that team is way better than that those online results would signify. But again, you polish a turd, it's still a turd. If we're going to bring back that dumb joke. They did not play well. It was rough. Winners quarterfinal, Reality Check sent Noobs down to the losers bracket, 3-2. Love me a game 5. Love me a game 5. Speaking of game 5s, winners final. Decepticons sent Shopify Rebellion down to the losers bracket in a 3-2 fashion, but got a little spicier than even that. Game 4 was King of the Hill on Lattice. It was 3-2 going to Decepticons. And game 5, which was Slayer on Recharge, was a 50-49. Also going to Decepticons. Decepticons won that series in a reverse sweep. So not only were they down 2 games in that series, but they rallied back, won the 3 in a row, and sent Shopify down to losers. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Dav says, it hurts the way Decepticons lost, but I'm proud of the babies. They fought until the end like real warriors. Dav, you are a character, my friend. We need to get you. We need to get you and Verb in the same room. We need to get you and Verb in the same room. I want to hear that conversation. I want to hear you two have a conversation about competitive Halo. You'll talk about Jason and Verb will talk about Renegade. That's what I want. No, I don't even. The thing that kills me, Panda, is like that lemon zester shit. I'm going to sound like the biggest hater of all time. I'm going to sound like a bigger hater than Beth right now. Okay? I'm going to sound like a bigger hater than Beth right now. I wish, and I know it's all in fun and jest and shit. I get it. People are just trying to have a good time, and this is me trying to yuck their yum. This is me literally trying to do that. Where, oh, Dav, now you're talking like a Reddit person. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. The point I'm making is like this whole lemon zester shit where I'm seeing these posts on Reddit and stuff like that. I wish Tools, as a moderator of that subreddit, would step in and just remove them. Not him as the individual, but like remove those posts. They're fucking worthless. There you go. There's me on the hate train. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Maybe to everybody else it's funny. Maybe I don't get the joke. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? People can have fun. Get off my hate train. Oh. But hey, Decepticons, reverse sweeping Shopify. I mean, you would have asked anybody last week that nobody would have thought that'd be coming. So great resilience shown by Decepticons. The fact that they won both the game 4 and game 5 and being as close as they were, and the fact that Decepticons were able to rally the way that they were, win that series, that's awesome. That's a huge momentum booster. Fucking love it. That is awesome. Moving down to the losers bracket. Losers round 7, Legion Gaming swept Mog. And the Uzi twins swept the return of 2024 SSG plus Syrian. Yes, it was Reality Check Ghost. Speaking of them, in the loser quarterfinals, Usubeni took out Reality Check 3-2. So congratulations to them. And then the grand final. Shopify complete a reverse sweep of their own in the first grand finals series, beating Decepticons 3-2. And then Shopify proceeded to defeat Decepticons 3-1. And while the games were close, Shopify clutch up. They win the series and the tournament to go back to back. Obviously not a perfect tournament this time around, but they still got the job done. Thank God you aren't Dab. What do you... Let's... Usu's really good, but Reality Check roster is underperforming. They should not be top 6. Moon, we're putting a lot of stock in online performances right now, buddy. We don't need to... It's okay. We don't need to be putting a lot of worry into that. Moon, we also... And again, I'm not trying to poo-poo on your take or anything. I'm just providing context, right? Another thing to keep in mind, Moon, and to everybody out there, is that this is a very... How do I explain this? This is not an officially sanctioned year of the HCS. Right? This is not an officially sanctioned year of the HCS. This is going to be a lot of grassroots. There's a couple DreamHack events thrown in here. There's going to be a pro league at some point in time. There will be a Shopify LAN at some point in time as well. Potentially 2. So there are things to look forward to, but this isn't an official sanctioned year of the HCS. Therefore, as we've talked about previously, and Yak, you've said it in multiple people's chats as well, the money isn't there. The sponsors aren't there. The organizations aren't there. Players and teams are kind of fighting for scraps right now in order to try to get coverage, to try to get funding, to go to these events and compete. And it can be very fucking hard in the way that things are right now. I also look at it as how much practice are these teams putting in? And I said it. I was asked this question at the beginning of the quote-unquote off-season, right? How do these wins affect these players' legacy? Or how do these losses affect these players' legacy for this year? And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold it against them. I'm not going to hold it for them. I'm not going to hold it against them. Because it's not an officially sanctioned year of the HCS. So I think there's a multitude of factors in play here. But again, if there's one constant that we've had over the last 4 or 5 years, guys, and I please ask you to stick with this, is that at the end of the day, the online results don't matter. Scrims are practice. Practice can be great. Don't get me wrong. But please, especially this year, please do not be looking at scrim results or these online opens or whatever they be and take it as gospel. I've seen it time and time again. It's not the way that it is. That's all I ask. Because Yak literally says, was called an onliner till I got 3 top 6s and a top 3, and now I'm still an onliner. And see, Yak, that's the people, again, I understand it's partially one of the only things going on right now are these online opens, the 2 that we've had, and scrims are kicking back up for some of these teams. I get it. It's something to watch. It's something to commentate on. I understand. But the thing that I can't stand, I truly can't stand this shit, is when people take it as gospel, which happens every fucking year, and those that like try to make it the end all be all. It doesn't, it's practice. It's practice. And I'm glad teams are getting that practice in. I am. But it doesn't matter. And what I mean by that is because people kind of forget where I'm coming at here. It matters in the sense that people are getting the reps in. Practice. That's great. Practice is good. Practice is needed. It keeps people ready to go. I get it. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Like in terms of placings, in terms of results. Like just because a team places top fucking 4, 6, or 2 in an open doesn't mean they're going to replicate the same thing in a LAN environment. And the other thing that I frequently say is that the game plays completely differently from online to LAN. It's a different beast. And again, the biggest point I need to hit here is that these 2 opens that we've had were global. They were global opens. So not only, like even during the North American opens that we've had in the previous years, right? Where ping, like everybody was in the same region, ping was still a factor. You know what I mean? Ping was still a factor. The online game is still a factor. Now think about that exacerbated across the entire fucking globe. Ping's a fucking nightmare. And it's still online Halo. It's not the same thing. So again, Moon, that wasn't to attack you or anything. It's just I want everybody to understand. This is just online right now. Please, especially this year. Please, I hate seeing the Reddit posts being like, oh, this team's washed. Oh, this team's the greatest team ever, blah, blah. It's like, no, just wait. Just wait. Please. Please. Prize and Jay, thank you for the follow, by the way. Welcome to the show. It says, it feels like this online Halo shit isn't real, to be frank. Oh, it's real. Unfortunately, it is real. It just doesn't matter as much. Okay? Panda, that is not what I'm saying at all. Jesus Christ. That is not what I'm saying at all. To get off my high horse for a second. Like, I love, this is what I love the most about what we're doing here with this show, right? Is that we get to have these interactions. We get to have these discussions. And hopefully, again, people can take my opinion for what it is. They can take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a pro player. I've just watched a lot of competitive Halo, talked to a lot of different people, and I watch the trends. You know what I mean? So again, you can take my opinion for what it is. But I love the format of this because we're able to have those conversations and we're able to hopefully educate folks on this shit. So it's never meant, I know I talk shit about like the subreddit all the time because there's some shit on there, but people that are coming into the chat here more often than not just want to add to the conversation, just want to add to that discussion and try to learn a little bit more. And I'm all for that. I love that shit. I'm learning shit all the time. So, like I said, the grand finals, Shopify have a reverse sweep in the first series, and then they eliminate Decepticons 3-1 in the second series, and the games are close as well. Yeah, Shopify closed it out. They go back to back, a lot closer this time around. And here was the question that I was fighting with myself internally. After the event had concluded. Somebody's at my front door. Now they're gone. Must have dropped something off. Sorry, got caught off guard there. Here's the question that I've been asking myself once the weekend event was completed. I'm curious what this does. I'm very curious what this does. And I relay it back to a question that I had earlier on in this episode. I'm curious if we're going to eventually get, as much as I say that they don't matter in the grand scheme of things, I am curious if we're going to get the Shopify Decepticons Scrim. That is what I'm legitimately curious about. Additionally, I want to see what type of work these teams are putting in. I want to see if MOG is putting in some additional work as well. Because that qualifier is coming up. And as much as Online Halo was Online Halo, there are legitimate stakes at play in that qualifier where teams are desperately fighting for travel coverage. That's money they don't have to fucking spend to get them to Birmingham. Not in the United States, in the EU. It's a big fucking deal. So yeah, I am genuinely curious what these teams are going to do, what work these teams are going to put in. And Yak, that goes for your team as well. That goes for all the teams out there. I'm curious the type of work that's going to be put in, what scrims are going to be scheduled, and let's see what happens. I like Reddit. Why people hate on Reddit so much? Dav, I hate on... Oh, man. Okay, I think I've made this point before. It's not that I hate Reddit. I genuinely enjoy it as a resource. I do. I use it damn near every day, if not for this show, then for other things. Like Beth said, it can be a great resource for tech support. I've troubleshot like Windows sound settings that are very specific to the hardware that I utilize. I troubleshot that using a Reddit thread that was years old and was archived, but I had found it via Google, so shout out. I have nothing against Reddit as a service, as a platform. But because it is that platform that allows anybody and everybody to speak their mind, which is it's great. It's a First Amendment right. All for it. It's just some of the takes you see are like, why was this person allowed to have a keyboard? It's stuff like that. It's not that I hate the service. It's that there's some individuals. So I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm putting a blanket over it, like a blanket statement over it, because I don't want to. That's not the intention. I don't hate Reddit. There are some users that I am not fond of. So there you go, Dav. There's my viewpoint on it. I think Reddit is a phenomenal resource. Spring, I think you hit the nail on the head. But again, Spring, you know just as well as I do, like the First Amendment right is a beautiful thing. And everybody is allowed to have their own opinion, for better or worse. It's why I just wish that Tools would step in and remove those fucking Lemon Zester posts, because I can't fucking stand seeing them on the subreddit. Fuck! Some people say crazy shit, but even though I like it, because we get to know a lot of stuff about Rostermania and shit. Dav, let me add this to it. I remember last year, and this is not, okay, I'm going to sound like the biggest piece of shit in the world. It's not to sound egotistical, okay? That is not my intention with what I'm about to say. Will and I, we knew most, if not all, of the roster changes that were happening before the 2025, before the 2025 season had begun. Okay? So when you say you get to know a lot of stuff about Rostermania and shit, the thing that kills me is that a lot of people say things as fact. This is the point I'm getting at. I finally got there. I've made it, everybody. The thing that I can't stand is when people state something that they state something as fact when they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. And at the same time, I have done the same thing. I will be the first to own up to shit. Are you kidding me? But that's just it. I'll own up to it. Like, if I make an incorrect statement, I will own up to it. But folks on that platform, less inclined to. Okay? That's the thing that I can't stand, is when people state things as fact, and I go back and I read that, and I'm like, God, what the fuck is this guy talking about? This person legitimately has no idea, because I have the info right here. But hey, you go ahead and run with it, buddy. See what happens. Oh, it didn't come true. Oh, no. And then everybody moves on. Tetrafy says, it's like a good old college debate. Both sides can bring out sources, but I mean, it's why I've said time and time again, and again, the last egotistical thing I'll say here, even though, again, it's not the intention to come off that way. It's why I have such respect for our sources, is that they put that trust in us that we would not leak information out, and we never have and never will, because it's not our place. And I can't stand the fucking Twitter accounts and Reddit accounts that are just meant to leak information and whatnot. I understand from the standpoint that it sparks conversation, it sparks debate, it's engagement. I get it, but I don't fucking care. It's never been our place. So it's why I have massive respect for our sources, and because there's that mutual level of trust and understanding that the information at least will not come out from us. So oh God. Spring. The one thing I'll say is that one of them is still in the scene, the other is not. We had two primary. People like drama and attention that comes with leaks, true or not. Oh no, John, I completely understand. That's just not my place. It's just not my place. It's why, like, if people ever come to the show expecting leaks, expecting information or anything like that, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So I understand. Drama sells, engagement. It's the clicks and all that. I don't care. Not my vibe. Not my vibe. But Dav, if you're still here, I don't know if it's still in the chat anymore if I scroll up and try to find it, but you had a statement earlier talking about Trippy. It's like I said, I didn't fucking forget. And of course, it's gone now. So please, Dav, If you could restate your statement on Trippy, I'd love to potentially comment on it. Because I ain't fucking forgetting. Spring says, I yearn for the days the scene as a legit trusted Adam Schefter of Halo. I'm of two minds on that, Spring. Because obviously Adam Schefter is one of the most well-known individuals in that space. But I think it's a blessing and a curse. Because one of the things that kills me, and it's one of the reasons, and I know that we're talking about fucking competitive Halo right now. The nichest of niche things. But like when we're talking about the NFL, we're talking about Chams in the NBA and stuff like that. When sometimes those individuals, sometimes they post, and again, they're reporters. This is their job. This is their livelihood. I get it. But sometimes those players hadn't even found out yet. And I know they make a shit ton of money and everything, but that could be like, it's a life-changing situation, right? They have to uproot their entire family. They have to uproot their entire lives and move to a different city, potentially across the country. And to hear it from one of those tweets instead of hearing it directly from the team first or whatever, that doesn't sit right with me. So on the one hand, I understand where you're coming from, Spring. I'm like, it'd be cool if we had something like that. But on the other hand, I don't. This is why I always wait for the organizations to make the announcement. Always wait for the player to make the announcement. That's my viewpoint on it. So, John says, here's what Dav said. We got to talk about Tripp, bro. He's been insane. I've never seen him play like this. I think he's more mature now, more of a leader too. Dav, I'll just say this straight up. I think Trippy's always been that player. I think Trippy has always been that player. From the leadership side, I can see where you're coming from on that. I can absolutely see where you're coming from on that. Because it kind of feels like he has to step into that role a little more. And now I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass right now. This is one of those things. Remember when I talk about people stating things as fact when it's not necessarily true at all? This is one of those situations. Literally me right now. Because I don't know the conversations that are happening behind closed doors. I'm not in those scrims, the team meetings, the tournaments. I'm not there with them. I don't know. From the outside looking in, that's where I'd be at though. But no, I think Trippy's always been that fucking player. You always hear on the broadcast like big game Tripp, right? Where in like a do or die game, Trippy would always show up. He would always show up in those do or die games where you desperately need a play, a moment, something to go in your favor. And every time, well, more often than not, he's shown up. He's shown up and showed out. And he's awesome. He's just an awesome fucking player. And that's not me trying to glaze Trippy or anything like that. Like, he knows how good he is. He's a world champion. But yeah, he's great. And I think he's always been that type of player. So, yeah. Best of luck to him. Ghost says, I've missed these longer shows. I'm a big fan as well. Literally, like, the intention is to potentially get a fucking Magic game going after this. And I'm like, oh yeah, it shouldn't be too long. We're just going to talk about a couple tournaments. And here we are. But I love this shit, man. I love just being able to have a conversation. And to the audio listeners out there, shout out to you all. If you want to join the conversation live, if you have the ability to, come on over to Twitch. Join for a live show. Join the discussion. Or if you're not able to tune in live, leave a comment on the YouTube video. Again, I don't care about analytics and all that shit, but if you have a question or if you have a comment you want to leave, I want to answer it. So please feel free. I hope the Decepticons keep on this path, and I'm sure they will succeed. Like I said, the thing that I'm the most curious about after this weekend is understanding that money is not really there, funding isn't really there, the organizations aren't really there, sponsorships may not be really there during this year. I want to know what work these teams are putting in. That is what I genuinely want to know. And all will be revealed over the next couple weeks. The Decepticons are currently in talks with... Dav, obviously. Lots of teams are probably in talks with orgs right now, Dav. I'd be surprised if they weren't. The question is, do they get signed? And not just the Decepticons, but all the teams that are talking to organizations. Do they get signed? And then the question becomes, and this is none of my business, and this is also, for the record, everybody out there, this is none of your business either. But like I said, none of my business. The question becomes, what are the salaries like? What are the payouts like? What do the contracts look like? Right? Because this is such a weird year where we do have a lot happening, but they're a lot more on the smaller scale relative to what we've had during typical HCS years. We're not having $250,000 majors, right? We're having $100,000 dream hacks. And again, you have to think about how many teams that's being split up amongst. You have to think about taxes. You have to think about it all. There's simply not nearly as much money as there would be during a typical HCS year. So, just things to keep in mind. That's what it comes down to. Links to everything in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show, including the brackets, the VODs, all the fun stuff. Go check it out. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. It's not the end of the episode, by the way, but I want to thank everybody for joining in the conversation. Thank you for doing so. I really do appreciate it. It's my favorite part. My favorite part of this fucking thing is being able to talk to you guys. So, shout out to you. Moving on to some regular news. Mod Minute Warthog Rally. This is by Halo Studios. Welcome to the MCC Mod Minute, a focused look at a creative mod for Halo the Master Chief Collection with details on how to try it out yourself through the Steam Workshop. Pretty fucking cool. Start your engines. Warthog Rally is a retro-style racer that puts you behind the wheel of a variety of custom-made Warthogs, motorcycles, and a few other truly sweet whips. I feel like we're going to be on an episode of Pimp My Ride. On a timed slalom through the 8 circuits of motoring mayhem. Select your course, nab a beverage, and load up with your preferred allies for a master course in acceleration. As if cornering weren't hard enough, you can also adjust the number of enemies on the course for an extra challenge, with options ranging from no enemies to total chaos. Shout out. That's it for the regular news. Speaking of shout outs, it's time for some shout outs. Also, I didn't have Cotton Other Games watching this episode because, the Rocker lost to Game 5, so they're fucking... Happy belated birthday to Jen. Generic, happy belated birthday to you. And happy birthday today to Will, a.k.a. I am Mr. Mayhem, the host emeritus of the show. Make sure you wish Will a happy birthday. Shout out to everyone who joined in the 8s. They're trying to get a series going right now, as a matter of fact. And Beth said that she's going to be on after the show's over, so I got to make sure to get this shit going. But yeah, seriously, shout out to everyone who's been joining in the 8s. And Shout out to fucking Diode for making me join last night. We got the win. I had oh my God, that Aqua Flag game was horrible. I got my shit kicked in, but we rebounded. It worked out. And yeah, it was a fun series all around. And yeah. And then shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. Oh, Beth, no need to thank me. If I'm available, I will be there. John, I'm sorry I can't always be there for Magic games, but you and I both know that Commander games go 3 to 4 hours long, where an 8 series goes maybe an hour. So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from there. Oh, shit. Jaws, thank you for the 4-month resub. Riz with the 29-month resub. Spring with the 26-month resub. Dial with the 25-month resub. John with the 33-month resub. Brian with the 43-month resub. Hardy with the 13-month resub. And On My Ex with the 2-month resub. And then we had Blind, Prize and Jay, and Notorious. Thank you guys for the follows. Greatly appreciated. Thank you all so very much. You get woo! Goddamn. X says, wow, makes me sound like a chump. No. Any and all support's appreciated. Goddamn. You can always scoop. Just say it. Fuck you, John. God damn it. All right. Community creations. I just have the one right now. It's just the Halo memes every day. Red.com/r/Halo memes. Go check it out. Or don't. That's up to you. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 429 of HCS Pro Talk. I also must, albeit kind of a pat on my own back, shout out the HCS Pro Talk TikTok. Just reached 1,000 followers. Yo, shout out Juan. You know, fucking shout out to Juan himself, because he is the one that makes all the shorts content. So thank you so much, Juan. Greatly appreciated. And fucking those 1,000 followers are really for you. They're really for you. So congratulations on Juan reaching 1,000 followers on TikTok from surrogate Pro Talk. Yes, us. Yes. But primarily you. Oh my God. But yeah, that's going to do it for episode 429 of the show. You can find HCS Pro Talk on all your favorite podcast services. Just search for it. Over on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, if that's still a fucking thing. I don't know. And my favorite, Pocket Casts. Not an ad. Sometimes people say it's an ad. It's not. I don't get paid by them. We don't have sponsors. The fuck you talking about? We have a link tree. All of the social links are included over there, including the Discord, which is free, and you should join because it's awesome. Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. Shout out Juan. And the merch, which is available and will remain available until the end of time. Maybe. Heading over to hcsprotalk.com. It'll take you to haloevolve.co, your home for Halo. Check out all the Podcasts Evolve fucking episodes, shows. I can't speak right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my brain again. Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, Halo TP Plus, Book Club, Builds with Blocks, Halo Headlines, and Halo Gear Guide. Go check them out. Please. They're like the lore companion to whatever the fuck this thing is. We talk about Scream and Saw and Scary Movie. All because I fucked up a word. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 429 of HCS Pro Talk. If you're catching this show live over on Twitch, thank you for being here. And again, I said it before and I'll say it again. Thank you all for joining in the conversation, providing your opinions, having that discussion. Big fan. To everybody that's listening on the audio show, thank you as well. Hope you're having a great fucking day, night, commute, poop, whatever you're doing. I don't know. However you choose to consume the show. Thank you for doing so. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, that'll do it for me. Let's see what teams are putting in the practice. I'll catch you next week. But until then,